Wouldn't it be sweet to be able to turn the lights in your house on and off with your mind? That would be cool. Unfortunately, so far, I think the only thing we can do is do it with our voice, which is nearly as cool though, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So hope everybody is doing fantastic today. Like I said before, today we are talking about smart bulbs. In particular, the LIFX brand. Now, I know you guys have probably seen these around. You've probably heard about them. They've been out for a while. I've had them for a while now, and that's why I've decided to do a little review on them. I've had some time to live with them, kind of see the pros and cons of what I like about them and what's kind of a pain about them, and figure I'd kind of throw it out there for you guys. People are always kind of impressed when they come over and you can like say, Alexa, turn the office on, and all your lights in your office come on. Or if you're sitting down to watch a movie, if you have them in your living room, you can just say, Alexa, turn the lights off in the living room, and lights go down. You don't have to get up. You can start your Netflix and chill. You're on the way to go. They are really energy efficient. It's a 75 watt equivalent, but it only consumes like 15 watts of power. So really, really energy efficient. It's going to save you some money. They're LEDs, so they're going to last a really long time, which they need to because these things ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? They can turn any color, which may or may not be a big thing. My wife, for instance, could really give two shits if they change colors. I like it in the office because I can change them around, and then when I'm videoing stuff or if I'm filming stuff and I want a little different background light, you can change up the lights and make it look really cool. These LIFX ones change millions of colors. I mean, I'll show you when we get into the app. It's actually got a color wheel that you can scroll around, and I mean, literally sky's the limit with the amount of colors you can change these things. It's also got some really cool features, what we'll talk about when we get into the app with setting up scenes and modes. It is an A19 bulb, which is your standard kind of bulb that fits in most lights, with the E26 fitting, which is also, it's that standard fitting little spiral jobs. It fits in 99% of your household lights. LIFX also makes these in like strips, for LED strips to put like under cabinets or behind desks or wherever. And they also make the can lights that go in like recessed lightings. They do make these in this version that I'm talking about today, which is all versions of white and multicolors. They also make them in just the all whites. So they're a little bit cheaper. As for the white spectrum, it goes from a 2500K up to a 9000K. So that goes all the way from very orange, yellow kind of light, soft light, all the way up to a very white, like daylight white. Almost blue white. This, just like most other smart devices, is going to hook up to your Wi-Fi. You're going to be able to control it from your smartphone or from any of your smart home devices like your Alexas or your Google Homes, Nest. It integrates with all that stuff. Alexa, turn the chair light purple.
Okay.
Alexa, turn the office blue.
Okay.
Super simple. It's just like any other smart home device. You just basically search for it, find it on your Wi-Fi, give it your Wi-Fi password so that it's all hooked up, and then you're good to go. It doesn't take but like 5 minutes. These lights are a little different than most light bulbs you're going to get. Instead of being, you know, a standard glass round bulb, they've got a kind of flat square top type area that's like a plastic type material, and then the rest of this body of this feels like some kind of ceramic material. Really heavy duty. The fact that there's some form of plastic I actually like because they're not going to break quite as easily as the glass ones. One of the differences between the LIFX lights and the Philips Hue lights that made me go with the LIFX lights is the fact that there is no hub required for the LIFX lights. They all work independently of one another. So you could have as little as one bulb or as many as you want, 50, 100 of them in your house, and there's no additional equipment required. Everything you need is in the bulb itself. With the Philips Hue, they have kind of like a hub system where you have a hub and then you hook lights up that hub. And from the reviews and stuff that I checked, the color accuracy was a little better and brighter on the LIFX than on the Philips Hues. If you want to get real technical about how bright these are, it is 1055 lumens is the actual brightness of these particular lights. So that's pretty bright. They say it's a 75 watt equivalent, but I find that they're easily as bright or brighter than a normal 75 watt bulb. They do work with standard switches. So if you don't want to mess with Alexa or your app, you can still just click them on and off with a switch like a normal light. If your wife or your significant other is like my wife, she doesn't like messing with all that crap and she just wants to be able to turn it on or off with a switch. So that's pretty important for some people that don't want to mess with all the technical stuff. So getting out of the specs of these bulbs and getting more into some of the features of some of the bells and whistles and whatnot, let's get into the app for a minute because that's where all the kind of stuff is set up. First off, what it does here is it segments everything out. So you've got your lights. Now this is going to have a grouping of all your lights, and then it's going to have your lights listed out individually. Then down below, you've got groups that you can group them in. So you've got all groups, which will hit everything, and then any individual groups that you might have listed. I only have one because I only have these in my office. So this is all the lights in the office. So if I wanted to turn all the lights in the office on or off, I could just hit that office and it would just turn the ones in the office on and off. If I had multiple groups, then I could hit this and it would turn off all on and off all the groups. You can go in, and if you want to go into a particular group, is it's got this huge spectrum color wheel. So I mean, that literally gives you any color you could possibly imagine. So you can go here and desaturate down to more of a white color, or all the way up here to a more saturated color. And then all you do is just scroll through to change the colors. Any color you can possibly think of. And then this will dim or brighten the lights. And then from here, you've also got an on and an off. Down here at the bottom, you've got obviously your lights, your colors wheel. Here's your whites. You've also down here got themes. You can quickly click these and it'll change all your lights to a particular color that's on this wheel. Tranquil. What it's going to do is it's going to change the different lights over here and over here. It's going to change them different colors that, you know, they're saying are going to reflect a mood of some nature. So like if you scroll down, energizing. I'm feeling more energetic already. And as you can see, it dimmed the light behind the chair over here. So not only does it change the color, but some of them will change the brightness of the light. So sometimes some will be brighter than others, so forth and so on. Powerful. I can feel it. I feel like He-Man with a sword up in the air. No, it's yeah. You can also go over here to effects, and you've got different kinds of special effects here. I don't really use these much, but they're worth mentioning. You got a candle flicker, which is going to make your lights flicker on and off a little bit like a candle. See, it's flickering. You got a color cycle, which will cycle through the different colors of lights. And all of these, you've also got details. You can go in and adjust the parameters behind these. A music visualizer, which I don't have any music going right now, but basically what it does is it uses the microphone, and you can see they're moving because of my voice. It uses the microphone on your phone, what it's picking up, to change the lights to sounds it's hearing. And you can also from here make a schedule, which much like the smart plug that I showed a couple weeks ago, could be handy for safety features, or for if you're coming home alone, you could tell the light to come on at a certain time of night. If you're out of town, you could tell it to come on and off, you know, while you're gone, to make it kind of look like you're home. So one of the cool things that LIFX shows an example of on this, and I think is neat, is say in the winter when you're getting up in the dark because it doesn't light as long, you can go in, you can tell it, say, okay, say that's good, say 6:30 in the morning, and then you can come down here, you can tell it a brightness of 100%, and then you can do a fade duration of, say, 30 minutes. So now what that's going to do is at 6:30 in the morning, that light's going to turn on, and over 30 minutes, it's going to slowly raise to 100% brightness. So it's going to gradually bring the brightness in your room up as if the sun were kind of rising, and make it a little easier for you to get up in the morning so you're not getting up in the dark. I thought that was a pretty neat trick. Also down here is your different integrations with Nest and Smart Things, and there's the Echo. There's all kinds of different cool things you can do. I won't get too in depth with this stuff, trying just for brevity's sake, but as you can tell, you're not going to get much better control over a light than what you get with these guys. Really, really super functional, lots of control, lots of cool features. Now for the downsides. they do have some drawbacks. Because they're smart bulbs and hooked up to the Wi-Fi, mine, I've noticed sometimes if I have a power outage and the power comes back on, or if the power pops on and off during a storm or something, they'll lose connection, and then I'll have to actually go over sometimes and unplug the light and plug them back in so that it refines the Wi-Fi and hooks back up. It's fairly minor. It doesn't happen a lot. Doesn't really bother me that much, but it is something that I thought I should mention because they're not 100% perfect all the time. They do have a few little hiccups to them occasionally. And the other only real downside I find is the price. So right now on Amazon, if you buy a single bulb, you're looking at $59. You can get a 4-pack for $195, so save a couple bucks if you need 4. So, you know, when you're talking about $50 to $60 on a light bulb, that's a lot of money. I mean, it's expensive, it is. So if you are related to the Vanderbilts and have a ton of money, outfit your whole house with these things, sure. So that about covers it, guys. Nutshell, couple drawbacks, benefits outweigh the cons, kind of expensive, really cool, impress your friends, energy efficient, get some. Overall though, guys, I really like these light bulbs. I've been very happy with them. Do your own research between the Philips Hue and the LIFX to see which ones you think are better. I went with the LIFX. I feel like they're just a better bulb. As always, I will put some links down below to show you some of the prices on Amazon and stuff and where you can get these. I found Amazon's about the best place to get them, but obviously price them out yourself to make sure you're getting the best deal because these things are not cheap. Integrate these into your smart home. If you've got an Amazon or Alexa, oh, by the way, I will be there's a new Echo coming out that's a little bit smaller than the old Alexa Echo, the big full-size one. I pre-ordered it. It'll be here October 31st. It will be here on the day it is released, and I'm going to do a review on that because I'm looking forward to it. It's a little smaller, has cool little shells that go on the outside. Won't get too much into this video, but look out for that review coming up. All right, guys, so that's about enough of me rambling for today. Hopefully you found this information useful if you were trying to decide between some smart bulbs or trying to decide if a smart bulb was for you or not. If you did find it useful, please feel free to smash that like button. If you are not a subscriber, please consider doing so. We'd love to have you on board. And if there's anything about these bulbs, guys, that I did not cover that you would like to know, feel free to ask me questions in the comments below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Hope everyone has a great one and we will see you in the next video.